like when you worked on the Virginia?
It was fun. It was a lightning quick show. I was called at 3 in the morning by Marvin Page to come in and cover for a kid who'd gotten in an accident. It was one scene, a bank robbery in the teaser, and I got shot and killed as I did in every Western. But Drury was so much fun because everybody was concerned. Well, God, we just gave him 3 pages of dialogue. How is, he hasn't had any sleep. Well, for me, it was fun, and they were paying me an awful lot of money to do this. And we did the scene, we did the master, we did a couple of close-ups. I died, thanked everybody very much, and left. I was back at Columbia Pictures doing the Donna Reed show as Jeff by 9 o'clock. I mean, it was just that simple.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool. But James was so weird. Do you want me to run the dialogue for you? And he said, well, I know my lines. Do you know yours? You learn them in the chair. But it was a fun experience because I was a big Western fan. There were shows I didn't get to do that I wanted to do a Bonanza so bad. I can't tell you how bad I wanted to do Bonanza. Never had a chance to because the schedule is always conflicted. There were shows I really liked.
That happens a lot. I'm calling you later.
Oh, sure.
I got a call one night at 9:30 from Michael Priest, director on Walker. He said, Kenny, and I'd worked for him about 8 or 9 times in Dallas, and a couple people in W's and stuff. He said, Kenny, can you be on set at 7:30 in the morning? Yeah, Mike, what you got? He said, well, I need you to replace Senator Kay Bailey Hutchinson. She can't make it in from Washington to do her part, and you'll be Senator Carbon or something. Yeah. So, yeah, okay, Mike, I'll be there. 7:30, I walk on set, they hand me the script. Here you go. Know this by night. Okay. No biggie. Well, like I said, I've worked for Mike several times before, and he had pulled the same thing in the Who Shot JR episode of Dallas. I had to replace the guy that was the assistant district attorney. Well, I have a reputation of, give me a script, I'm off book in 30 minutes.
He can learn 2 lines in 30 minutes.
That's right. All forward and backwards. Well, luckily I didn't have to do it backward, but that's okay. And so anyway, we did it, and Chuck, we were having breakfast, and he said, I told him to call you. I said, wow, thanks, Chuck. He said, because I said, if you don't know it, you'll just make it up. I said, yeah. It's it's kind of like writing novels. You write what you know, or you just make up crap. But I see that.
I love it.
Mumbling. So anyway, yeah, it's good. And whatever, if you know the story, it doesn't matter. Just get close.
Yep.
That's all it is. 2 takes, get you a close up, bam, bam, right, you're good. Okay, thanks, Kenny, we'll send you a check. Okay.
It was, I can't think of his name, Wells Fargo.
Dale
Thank you, Dale Robertson. It's late in the day.
Dale.
You had to know last night.
Early in the day.
Okay, all right. For us, it's early in the day, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's early in the day for us.
Don't you fade on me.
I won't fade on you, I promise, I swear.
We've got a lot of fun to have tonight.
Yes,
I mean this afternoon.
that's right now as we're talking. Dale Robertson was guesting on Wanted, Dead or Alive, and he had his script, and he had a scene with Steve McQueen, and of course he did that, okay, got the gist of it, give him his line. Steve McQueen says, cut! What's wrong? He didn't say the line. What's my line? Read his line. That's what I said. So then, okay, and then moved on.
That's a good Dale Robertson.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good smoking, good thing.
Yeah.
Where's your horse, Julie?
Yeah. Where's your pepper? Hell no.
Yeah. Tonight. Anyway, question, yes.
What I'd like to tell us about is scenes with Rhonda Fleming.
Rhonda Fleming.
Wants you to tell.
Rhonda Fleming.
Rhonda Fleming.
Tell her Rhonda Fleming story.
Yes, she would like you to think.
You have not heard it? Everybody in this room has heard it 5 times.
Is there anybody in this room
There
that has
will be
not heard the
three.
Rhonda Fleming story? Now, if you were Dennis Weaver, you'd say, how much are you paid me?
I'll tell it quickly.
Okay.
You all know who Rhonda Fleming is? Yes! The girl with the beautiful eyes. My dream girl of all my dreams forever. I've watched her all my life. And she comes to guest star on a wagon train. And I read the script, and I have a love scene with Rhonda Fleming. I get to kiss Rhonda Fleming. Briefly, quickly, she plays a dance hall girl, trying to seduce me to help me get her daughter and son out of jail or do something like that. So obviously she has a dance hall dress on, very, very low cut, and she does have beautiful eyes. And anyway, so it's the last shot of the day. We're doing it in a 1-shot room. It's over the shoulder, 2 shots just like this. She and I, probably 10 lines apiece, something like that. We do the scene. It's very warm. I remember it's the last shot. We're in a small set with the lights on and everything. Here I am in the embrace of this gorgeous woman and doing this scene with her. And finally we shoot it and they say, cut. Okay, we all go home that night. The next morning we get up, we come back on the set. The director, the producer comes down on the set at about 10 o'clock and he says, Bob, he says, when you get a break, we want you to come up to the production room and look at the film that we shot yesterday with you and Rhonda. And they don't do this. This is unheard of. And I said, well, why? And they said, well, just come up and see. So I said, okay. So at lunchtime on my break, I went up to the production room, big, huge thing, big, huge screen, nobody in there, just myself and the 2 producers. I walk in, I sit down, they sit behind me, and they put this show up on the screen, the shot we did yesterday. And I look at it, and the whole shot of me, my eyes are like this.
Yeah.
I never once looked at Rhonda's eyes. Yeah. In the whole damn scene. I mean this, seriously. I'm looking at her beautiful eyes. And they said, this is not going to work. You know, we can't use this. We can't put it on film. I said, well, what are you going to do? They said, well, we got to shoot it over. And I said, well, okay, well, that'll be fine. I said, but what are you going to tell Rhonda? We have to shoot this whole scene over. And they said, we're going to tell exactly why. I said, you can't do that to me. You cannot go and tell Rhonda Fleming that we have to shoot the show over because I was looking at her breasts all, you know. I said, we're going right now down to the set and tower. And I thought, oh my God. So anyway, they left. They left the production office. They took off, went back down to the set. I hung back for a long time, and I finally walked on a set, and I tried to stay as far away from Rhonda as I possibly could, because when I got there, they were leaving, and I knew that these 2 guys actually went and told her why. And I walked on the set, finally, and I'm hiding back someplace, and all of a sudden, Rhonda caught my eye, and she went, God, I'm stuck. And I walked over to Rhonda, and as I walked up to her, I said, Rhonda, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do this. And she stood up and she said, you know, I want to do that scene again. Give me a kiss. That was Rhonda Fleming. I was like, God, that's how cool she was. That's why I love her. She's such a great gal.
Of course, 3 times she lifted his chin with her finger.
I shot it this way myself.
Another question, yes.
Bob, can you tell us about working with Carol Lawrence and the Widow O'Rourke?
Carol Lawrence and the Widow O'Rourke.
Oh, Carol. Oh, okay. My God, I was working with one of the finest actresses in the world, Carol Lawrence. She, if you remember the Widow O'Rourke, it was a wagon train show. Carol at that time, I think, was only about 28, 29 years old, somewhere around there. She played a 100-year-old woman. The best makeup in the world. Oh, and by the way, it's the one where I got to do an Irish accent. And they have a beard and all that, the first time they ever did anything like that. That was kind of fun. Yeah, and it was great working with Carol and doing that show.
Can you do it for us now?
No. No, but I can do an English accent.
Let's hear it.
Hello.
Can you sing Adios Mexicana for us?
Oh, don't you start.
Oh, thinking about singing. The show that I broke into business with, Jake's Way, with Bobby, and broke 4 ribs, which I didn't find out about till years later. But there was this stuff, and our mutual friend Chuck Courtney was coordinator on this also. And there was a stunt guy on this, and it was a family of stuff, and his name is Tony Epper. And there's a whole family of them, wives, brothers, just, you know, all of them, you know, big guy. Tony's big. You might have seen Lonesome Dove, the one that Tommy Lee Jones had to almost kill because he was taking a whip to Ricky Schroeder, you know. Anyway, we go out after we wrap one day. He and I load up, decided to go into beautiful and huge downtown Bandera, Texas. All of about 7,000 or 8,000 population. Well, there's
Not bad at all.
well,
Boardwalk streets.
yeah. Wow. Well, there's one honky tonk. Archie Blues Silver Dollar. Well, Tony, let's go in and have a beer. Okie dokie. Now, this is what in Texas we call a gun and knife club. If you don't have one, they'll loan you one. And we go in, and it's, you know, a real redneck bar, and there's a local band up playing, and Tony and I have a couple of lemonades, and Tony's a little,
The Lynchburg.
how do you say, spontaneous, and he gets up, walks up to the stage, walks straight up to the guitar player and says, "Here, let me have that a minute." Takes the guitar out of his hand. The guy looks, "Oh, okay." Well, now Tony can play and sing a little bit. And so he's sitting, and the band members are all looking at him. He's saying, "You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine." And now then we've got 4 or 5 guys in the audience starting to stand up. Okay, I'm taking off the wristwatch because I know what's coming. And he's continuing singing, and then I can see come around the bar is the owner. Because he's jerking off his apron, you know, and he comes up and he grabs me by the arm and he walks up to the stage and gets Tony and said, "You gentlemen will have to leave. You're way too rowdy for our crowd." We got kicked out of Archie Blues Silver Dollar Club in Bandera, Texas. And it's probably a good thing, I think, that Chuck and, what's the director?
I never liked him when
I didn't either. Oh, because, yeah, he kept bedding the gal. Anyway.
Another story.
That's a whole other story.
That's a whole other story.
But anyway, Tony, I said, looked at each other and said, "Probably a good thing, son."
They should have kicked you out.
Yeah, they did. Well, they did. They did.
Probably
They should
good
have.
for
They
you.
did.
They kicked you out. One more question. Going once, going twice. There we go.
Okay, I'm going to ask about the time that Hoagie Carmichael tore the piano apart.
Time Hoagie Carmichael tore the piano apart.
Right, that was the very first episode, second episode of Leonard. Lynette Fabre was in it, and Eddie Allen. And it was the first time that Hoagie, of course, Hoagie's a piano player and a singer and a songwriter and whatever. So So they had a scene where he was going to play an old-time honky-tonk piano, antique, which they brought in, I don't know where they rented it from, or whatever, probably cost $20,000. And 11 o'clock, we start to rehearse, and he's playing the honky-tonk music on the thing. He's not real happy with what it sounds like, but all of a sudden we break for lunch. Smitty and I take off, we go, we have lunch, we're back at 1 o'clock, and we walk back on that set, and the whole piano was totally apart on the floor. He had taken it apart and was going to retune it himself. Oh, come on. Impossible to do, of course, absolutely impossible to do. And they walked back to the director and looked, and he said, well, I don't like it, but I'm going to put the chords here and do this and this. That's what Hoagie did, and Hoagie just had no idea. So, we wrapped it. We had to wrap that whole scene, forget about it, go and shoot other stuff, get another piano, get some guy to come in and fix that piano. But that was Hoagie. That was his psyche to do something.
Well, gentlemen, this kind of concludes this session.
We are concluded.
We are concluded for the festival for the second year.